Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, let's talk some boxing. So I always try to feature things which really matter when I'm talking to fans of boxing. Remember, my channel is just basically to help casual fans, which were like myself, to understand the sport of boxing more, because there's a lot of things about boxing which are just counterintuitive. Alright? So let me just refer you to Fran Sands. You can check him out on YouTube. He's also known as My Boxing Coach. You can check out myboxingcoach.com for more, and you can sign up to him and get boxing tips and a lot of information on boxing to help you with boxing, actually getting into boxing. Okay, and he is a coach for the amateurs, so he knows his stuff. He's in boxing. JT Van V. JT Van V again is on YouTube. He's a Canadian boxer, and he can also help you with boxing. Here, this video is on how to train for boxing. Excellent channel. I do recommend it very highly. 68 did send me to this channel. The name of the channel is Moreno Boxing. And Moreno Boxing, again, shows you how to box. They have a gym, etc. Really good stuff. Right now, he's doing an interview with Ohara Davies, also known as Ohara Two Tanks Davies, the WBC Silver world champion at the present moment. They are based though in the UK. And of course, I would like to refer you to the Fight Doctor, Eric Bradley. He's also known as Master Boxing. You can check him out, Master Boxing LLC, on the internet. Again, a amateur coach and trainer, and he's also trained certain fighters in the pros as well. Now, why I keep on referring to these people? Because they're in boxing, they actually are part of boxing, they're very successful in boxing as trainers, coaches, and even boxers. And the Fight Doctor goes in this particular video, he goes into Berchelt versus Vargas, and he particularly comments on the commentatory by Max Kellerman and Jim Lampley. Max Kellerman and Jim Lampley saying these are two highly skilled fighters. And Eric Bradley had to pick that apart. And he said obviously they weren't highly skilled because they were beating up each other and blooding up each other. Their defense was not, there was much to be desired in their defense. Even their offense, there was something to be desired in how they conducted their offense, as well as the other skills that you must also have, ring generalship and effectiveness in terms of effective aggression. Because when someone is really in control of a fight, he's able to nullify his opponent. Now, even if they're equally matched, skills really have a lot more to do with how they would also adjust and adapt to one another. And he thought in this fight that was somewhat lacking. So he did not think of them as highly skilled people, and he went on to say that in his video. You can also check out more on his video on how he actually breaks that down. This is a man in boxing. This is a man who's a coach in boxing. So when he speaks, you really need to pay attention, okay? Now, I wanted to feature all of these channels because the casual fans, again, they would say, oh, this was a great fight because there's a lot of blood, guts, and gore. Boxing is not about blood, guts, and gore, as much as fight fans would like to think so. Power and knockouts and strength. I was listening to a online streaming cast where one guy, he was wowed by the fact that Mikey Garcia knocked out his opponent, and he was talking about the power of Garcia and what he hit him with, and he didn't understand. Again, you can tell a casual fan, right? He didn't understand that Garcia actually caught the guy reaching in with an uppercut. He set that up, and it was the uppercut stunned the guy. He then guided him away with his left hand. He was going to do a left hook, and then he changed it and he just pushed the guy towards the ropes, and then he circled back and hit him with an overhand right. He did hit him with full force, as much force as he could with the overhand right. But the point is that it takes skills to do what Mikey Garcia was doing. And the fact Mikey Garcia didn't get touched by the other guy was because of the skills, him jabbing and moving clockwise or to his left, the guy's right, away from the guy's power hand, okay? So you have to understand, boxing is a science. It's the sweet science. I always keep on emphasizing that Floyd Mayweather is TBE because of the sweet science. It's not about Floyd Mayweather is a scientist. He's not about blood, guts, and gore. And that's what appealed to me with boxing. Even though the first time I see Floyd Mayweather, the young Floyd, the pretty boy Floyd, I was like, this guy's a beast. He was big, strong, and he was just plowing through people. But I began to understand that boxing is more than that. When I used to watch Roy Jones Jr., I loved his timing. Timing is so much to do with boxing. Catch a guy when he doesn't expect it. Roy used to wow us with that. His placement and his timing, And we keep on talking about the foundational principles of boxing. That boxing is not just defense. It is also being defensively responsible in your offense. To hit and not get hit. And this is what Eric Bradley keeps on talking about. Obviously, you got to also have a heart. You have to have the constitution to be able to do boxing. The mentality, the spirituality, etc. But at the end of the day, it's all about your abilities in that ring and how you use those abilities at the highest level. So I just wanted to share this video with you guys. Go check out those channels. I always say that on my channel. There are people who come and comment on my channel who you can tell by their mentality that these are people who don't want to learn about the sport of boxing. They want their first impressions to stay. They don't care about that. They care about blood, guts, gore, power, those kinds of things. Okay? And they come on my channel too. I block them now because when you realize you can't have constructive arguments and constructive criticisms with these guys without them name calling and disrespecting people on the channel or myself, then I just block them, right? So that I block them from the channel completely. They're not going to be allowed to have their inputs there because these people, they have their narrative. They learn a little bit from your channel and they take that and they channel it into their narrative. They're in their own reality. They'll take what is absolutely false and untrue and they will twist it to suit themselves, and they have such limited information. They will never be intelligent people because they do not want to hear what you have to say. And that's the same thing with Donald Trump. Right now he's doing this with immigration, and he's satisfying his constituencies or the people who elected him there, these racist people, these people who are all about getting privilege for themselves and feel other people did not earn that right to have certain privileges that they have. So we have people with green cards, people who are residents, being excluded out of the country or can't go back into the United States, or they're being sent out of the United States. And it's illegal what Donald Trump is doing. The courts are ruling against it. And you can see that that's the kind of mentality that you meet with some people. They're not interested in learning something or growing as an individual. No, they're on their own agendas. So you're going to meet these people in life and don't try to argue with them. It doesn't make sense. It's pointless. I remember Floyd Mayweather saying it's pointless trying to argue with people online. And these people, they want to troll you. They'll follow you and they're vicious. They try to find a way to discredit your channel, to destroy you. Don't worry about those people, right? Those people are on, like I use, because I'm a Christian, they're agents of Satan as far as I'm concerned. They're just about destruction. If their way can't work, no way must work. Okay? That's those kinds of people. Don't worry about them because they're not about constructivism in any way, shape, or form. And if you know my channel is about truth. I tell you guys as it is. Manny Pacquiao lost that fight against Floyd Mayweather. A lot of people were rooting for Manny Pacquiao to win the fight, to hurt Floyd, to damage him. It didn't happen. So for them, it was a boring fight because they didn't appreciate what Floyd did to make Pacquiao not do those things. And on top of that, suffer the consequences of receiving right hands throughout the fight and left jabs and left hooks. Okay? And right uppercuts. Okay? So he clearly won the fight because he was able to dominate Pacquiao. And I say dominate Pacquiao. That's what he did. So that Pacquiao was unable and discouraged and disheartened at the end of the 11th round. He was walking to his corner breathing hard and disheartened because he knew he had lost the fight. And Pacquiao can say how much he wants to that he won that fight. We all know he knows that he lost that fight. But he's trying to get a rematch, which is never going to happen. So At the end of the day, those people who want to buy into that narrative that Manny Pacquiao won that fight, I see guys like Precise Presenter giving erroneous videos in slow motion saying, and he's narrating and saying, this punch didn't hit Floyd, or this punch didn't hit Pacquiao, or this punch Floyd missed, and whatever. And sometimes he attributes punches that never landed to Pacquiao, and punches that landed with Floyd, he said they were blocked or they missed. And I'm like, look, man, dude, if you got to create lies to satisfy your narrative that Pacquiao won the fight, dude, stop it, man. People are just going to laugh at you, okay? Not just people in boxing, but casual fans. Filipino casual fans, when Manny Pacquiao said, I think I won the fight, they broke off laughing. They cracked up over that. It was like, this dude's a comedian now, all right? The president then of the Philippines, he asked Manny Pacquiao to retire, okay? Say, well, man, hang it up. Pacquiao in his next 2 fights showed himself to be a sensational fighter, exciting fighter. And it shows, again, the caliber of Floyd Mayweather Jr. You know, I agree with Paulie Malignaggi. It doesn't matter what era you put Floyd Mayweather in. This Floyd Mayweather, he would have beaten everyone. Because, well, more than likely. I'm not saying, I'll be conservative on that. Because it has to do with the judge's decision and all these other things. But just so much more of a superior fighter than anybody in his era, that it compels you to say that. Anyway, on that note, go check out Eric Bradley, the Fight Doctor. Go check out the channels I just told you about. And you guys, have a great one.